everybody, it's MAGMA and I'm here with another LEGO Star Wars video on the Star Wars waves. So we've already looked at 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, so finally up to 2003, and this is one of my favorite LEGO years. So I know it's old and still we're going to come across some sets which are kind of sad and we still really don't appreciate that much because they're going to have some pretty poor builds and all, but I'm still going to show you how I appreciate some of these sets, having them in my collection. So 2002 and 2003 are some of the greatest years to have some vintage LEGO in your LEGO Star Wars collections because there's some great sets, and I have to say, even though they're kind of poorly built, they still have a lot of nostalgia and they're still great LEGO sets. So starting off with episode 1, there's only 2 mini sets, the 4485 Mini Sebulba's Pod Racer and Anakin's Pod Racer. Small set, really, just a few pieces. If you want to have a small display of the pod racers, if you didn't get the chance to get like the actual sets, or you feel like it's a nice little touch to your Phantom Menace collection without getting the larger pod racers, definitely a great set. Again, just very cheap and small. Next up we have the 4491 Mini MTT. So this one is a bit bigger. It's more similar to the 2004's ATTE build in that sense. And I do appreciate it. I feel like it would go well with the mini LEGO Star Wars collection, but there's not really much point for this set. Star Wars Episode 2, we got some great sets this year. We got the 4478 Geonosian Fighter. Now, I really love this set. I have one of them. I'm looking to probably get more to complete some sort of Geonosian display. So you get a Geonosian Fighter, which was a great build. Definitely, it's one of those LEGO Star Wars builds that are they still fit in well into a collection up to this date, so the build is interesting. We also get a Geonosian cannon, kind of poor, really not very good. I would definitely suggest getting the newer one if you want to make a good looking display. And then you get a bunch of minifigures, so which are all exclusive to this set up to this date. So this was cheap, and you could definitely get multiples of to complete your Geonosis. So definitely a great LEGO Star Wars set. Everything's there for you to love it, so cheap, and you get really all the components of the battle on Geonosis. So definitely. And then next up we have the 4481 Hellfire droid. Again, I have this set myself. Really do appreciate it. It's huge. Now, it's not like the other Technic sets from these previous years. This one is different, and it has huge wheels, which are exclusive pieces to that set. Really, since the Hellfire droid as a set, like the mini sets we get, don't have much playability except the flick missiles on them, this really captures the look. And if you want to have just a massive Hellfire droid which looks amazing, the Technic for the build, like this is easily one of the most confusing builds that I've had to do, mainly because there's just a lot of Technic and it never ends, and I've never really had any Technic LEGO sets, but this was definitely a little challenge for the first time I built it. And with that, I do have to say I really appreciate it. However, it is much more of a display set than a play set, but you can have still a lot of fun with it. Next up is the 4482 ATTE. This is a set I'm currently trying to acquire, so stay tuned for that. I have some problems with this set because it is a bit deformed. However, it does come with 4 great minifigures, and the build is still very memorable. It has a lot of cool play functions, so it's definitely great for playability, and it's a great collector's edition for me. Here we have the 4490 Mini Republic Gunship. As I've mentioned previously, if you have a cool looking mini collection and this set fits in well, then definitely go ahead by all means. I feel like it will go very well with the 2004's Mini ATTE, so yeah. Next up we have another mini set, 4487 Mini Jedi Starfighter and Slave 1. So for some reason these mini sets were pretty common back then. I honestly don't really know why, because they've never been too much of a thing, especially as these builds are very small. Personally, I would want to get like a mini LEGO Star Wars collection, just have all the mini sets, but on the other hand, really, it's to expose them, but you can't really play with them, so kind of a bummer. And then we move on straight to episode 4, the 4477 T16 Skyhopper. Similar to the one we got in 2015, it's one of those sets you barely see in Star Wars, and I think you only saw this in it was mentioned in, you saw a toy of this in the Star Wars Episode 4, and then when it was the re-release of Star Wars Episode 6, they edited it into the Tatooine scene. Just a few slopes to make up the wing, like the top wing. and then just 2 plates and then some bricks to make up the lower cannon. The minifigure is exclusive, but really not much to say about him. So just a small set. I hope it wasn't too expensive at the time. I don't know how expensive this set was, but just a cheap small set. And as I've mentioned, we get a lot of mini sets in this year. I'm just realizing 448, 4 mini X-Wing and mini X-Wing fighter and TIE Advanced. Very cool looking set because there's actually a few printed pieces on the X-Wing and it doesn't look too bad. So I actually would want to get this set for display. And we also get the 4488 mini Millennium Falcon. I forgot, but there's a set to which this set is like up to scale to, so you could get this set. I think it was with the Rebel Blockade Runner, maybe. Not too sure, really not too sure. But there is a set that this mini Millennium Falcon was up to scale with, so definitely very cool. And it does have some printed pieces. However, it looks a bit flat for some reason. It doesn't look complete, so kind of annoying. And then we move on to episode 5. There's some great sets for episode 5. We have the 4479 TIE Bomber, never been re-released. There's never been any other editions of this set. So definitely very, very original. It's kind of simple. The wings are kind of simple. It is the same design as all TIE fighters that we've seen in Star Wars. And finally, I think that this is good because this remains some of the original sets that you can't really get any other way, and definitely hope to getting it in the future. And then we also get the 4483 AT-AT. Again, this is a set I'm currently trying to get my hands on. It looks very menacing, and for some reason it still has the best look compared to all the newer ones that we've gotten. So the newer ones all have better functions, and each in their own way have something original and better to the other editions. And what this one has that's better, well, it has a speeder bike and some pretty cool original minifigures, but apart from that, it has the best captured look of the actual AT-AT. So the head is just very menacing, and it just looks like a very cold vehicle. And at the same time, I'm pretty sure it remains as the one that has the most pieces, so it's still the biggest one that we've ever gotten, I think. I could be wrong. And then continuing, again, more mini sets, mini ATSC and Snowspeeder set 4486. So this mini set is way too small in my opinion, and that's why I really don't like it or wouldn't want to get it. And then we have the mini AT-AT, which looks hideous and nothing like an AT-AT, so that's that. And then from Star Wars Episode 5, that is the year that we got the 10123 Cloud City, amazing LEGO Star Wars set. It is huge. It's not very aesthetic, but it's just a compilation, just connected by pins, of different scenes that we see on Cloud City, and it includes a selection of all exclusive minifigures to that set. So very cool. Again, I will talk about the classified direct consumer sets in another video, so stay tuned for that. 4475 Jabba's Message, moving on to episode 6 obviously, and then there's also 4476 Jabba's Prize. So both these two little sets are cheap. They're like $10, or at least they used to be. I'm pretty sure they still are. So these were just little sets, so a few bricks to recreate a scene, and then you would get minifigures. So they were kind of like battle packs. You just want to get this for the minifigures. And it's kind of cool because the Gamorrean Guard on Jabba's Message and Bib Fortuna on the Jabba's Message, Bib Fortuna, and Jabba's Prize, the Gamorrean Guard, both these minifigures are kind of still exclusive up to this date, and the other minifigures in the sets are hard to get. So definitely two cute little sets. I would want to get them mainly for the minifigures. Again, moving on, we have 4494 Mini Imperial Shuttle, another mini set. This Mini Imperial Shuttle is very good. It looks very good. It is one of those larger mini builds, kind of almost midi scale, similar to the Millennium Falcon that we got from the same year, and the MTT, and also the gunship, so larger mini sets. And I really do appreciate it. I think it would fit well with my personal mini collection. And to finish off the year, we have the 4480 Jabba's Palace, a very hideous set. So it has some pretty cool minifigures I would want to get my hands on, but the set itself is very ugly, very hideous, incomplete. And actually, I feel like myself I could do a better job by designing this set. But as you can see, the piece count is low, so it must have been a very cheap set. So very good way to get Jabba and Luke Skywalker and Leia and all these cool minifigures. So definitely that's the end on this set. It's very ugly, but I would want to pay that price to get all these minifigures. So to conclude on 2003, I do have some of these sets and it's pretty exciting. So yeah, but as I'm trying to expand my older Lego Star Wars sets collection, there are quite a few sets in here that I want to get from 2003, such as the ATTE, AT-AT, TIE Bomber, Cloud City I Wish, obviously, and then we have Jabba's Message and Jabba's Prize. So those are sets I also want to get. So it's one of those old years where there's the most amount of sets that I would want to get for my personal collection, and I really do appreciate it. However, I just now realized that there's a lot of mini builds that year, and I don't know why, but I just personally kind of despise mini sets. So I find it a bit annoying. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this LEGO video. Stay tuned, I'm looking here at 2004, so that one is going to be coming up soon. And I'll see you guys next time here on my channel for a great other LEGO video. Bye bye.